So okay, we'll get started, I guess. This is Cake Contest. Last time this was shown was HMV5. So we'll be doing glitched. I'm ready anytime. Demo. Okay. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. So this is pretty fast paced. I'm gonna do my best to explain it. This is glitched any percent. So it means obviously we allow glitches, but it is from a fresh file. So that means we have no money, or we only have the money that we start with. And we have no items. And Cake Contest is one of the more in-depth endings. If you've never played this game, it has 9 alternate endings. You have to save the town, blah, blah, blah. Usually involves befriending one or like a handful of villagers, usually just one. Usually that's it, actually. But this is one of the more in-depth endings because we also have to get a golden egg and a golden milk. And so that by itself is you know, the requirement, but obviously to get the golden egg and the golden milk, we also have to get a cow and a chicken, because we can't obtain the golden egg and the golden milk any other way. Which means we have to buy the cow and the chicken. The cow is, we start with 100 gold, which is not very much. The cow is 2,500, and a chicken would be 500, but we can also just incubate an egg, which we can buy for 50, very cheap. So we save 450 gold just off the bat with buying an egg. We can buy an egg from Ronald. So we are going to do that, so that's a nice time save. But then we would also need to buy a milker. So here the sprites are going to ask, say, oh, you want to save the town? Blah, 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 yeah. Challenge accepted. So crucially also in this intro, when you start from a fresh file, you always get access to the goddess questions. 3 questions, you can answer them all positive or all negative or in a mixed pattern. And depending on how you answer, a certain group of villagers gets plus 15 affection. But we are targeting Gina and Katie, so we're gonna answer negatively to all these questions. It just so happens that they are in the negative class. And it's nice, actually, because they are in the same class. Why does the blue sprite have absolutely terrifying? Yeah, I was thinking the same. I've been playing this game by myself lately, and I think the same thing whenever I see Knack, who's the blue sprite. He has like these like ghostly eyes in this version for some reason. It feels like a mistake. I don't know, but otherwise, I really like the character designs and just the models in STH. But the environments are a little bit muddy. I think the more I play this, I see that. I'm like, God, the environments are just so like bland. But the character models are really sharp and nice. Okay, so I'm gonna start this. This is gonna get really. I have to track my money as I go. And you'll kind of see. Yeah, there's a big kicker here. We're gonna sleep until the 23rd. So, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh, thank you for the luck, Hikey Crow. Okay, I lost count, so I'm gonna have to check. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. We would like to sleep till the 22nd, but the 22nd is a Monday, so we can't. I'm gonna actually, I'm gonna save over this one. I'm safety saving. So, again, we would normally need like 2,500 for the cow. The milker is 1,800, so it's like, you know, 4,300. But we're actually, the reason I saved is because this route uses mineral strats, and so I'm gonna be tracking what minerals I get. We would like minerals totaling at least 200 gold. Iron ore is worth 60. We could, in the end, limestone is worth 40. That's good. We could, in the end, not get enough money. So we want to make sure that we're like kind of ahead of the curve. There's a couple of backups that I will probably just take, but kind of hard to follow chat at the moment, too. I apologize, but this is a surprisingly fast-paced Harvest Moon speed game. It's actually like pretty intense. Okay, 1 gold. Oh crap! Actually, hang on. Damn it! Hang on. I actually need to like track my money, so I'm actually closing chat right now. Sorry, I'm closing chat just for the time being because I'm using my phone. Okay, I'm using my calculator on my phone. I completely forgot about that. Okay, so that's pretty good actually. Okay, another coin. Okay, so just insult me in chat because I have no idea. I can't see anything you're saying. So I could have chat up on my computer. My setup's a bit scuffed, so don't. Okay, so we ran out of stamina. Okay, that's not a great first mine, but it's not horrendous. So we got an iron ore, a copper ore, and a limestone. That's 60, 40, 40. So that's 80. Yeah, that's actually pretty bad, but whatever. Okay, I also saved because we need... Okay, we'll take this. We need a weed. If we don't get a weed, I think I have to reset. Okay, so we got the green herb. So basically, I have like a set forage. One of the things too is like the forageables grow. They're not guaranteed to be where they are. I should say they're not guaranteed to all be like grown in. Okay, another. Dang it. Okay, so 2 green herbs is good. Those are both worth 10. We need a weed because of a certain trick that we're gonna use with, nice, we got a weed, okay. Okay, safe. I'm not gonna get those, flowers there. You can pretty much sell all of these forageables, to one shop. So there's no shipping bin in Save the Homeland either, so another big thing about this is, like, planning out, your, like the shops that you sell to, because you have to sell to like multiple different shops, and so this route is basically taking advantage of as many forageables as I can. The last time I showed this was glitchless. Okay, so we're gonna... Okay, let me just make sure I do this right. Okay, so now we're gonna intro Katie. Sorry, if I'm disorganized, forgive me. We're gonna show her a weed, but because this is her introduction, she doesn't dislike it. She thinks that it's any other gift, basically. But she's not gonna accept it because it's still not a gift. It's still not considered a gift by the game. And it's something that she doesn't like. So she's not gonna take it, even though I showed it to her. So she's gonna get 2 more from that introduction than she would normally get from her introduction. And then we're also gonna gift her. So she gets like an extra +2 there. And that allows us, with the goddess questions, to get her to exactly 30 affection, enough to get this first cutscene. The reason why we want to do that is because we want to do it in one day, because the cafe doesn't open until noon, so we don't want to wait till noon twice. Yeah. So and then we're actually going to show her the weed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's gonna be a lot of counting in this run. That's why, I can't really follow chat anyway. I do not have chat up, I'm sorry. Yeah, okay. So we showed her that because we wanted to raise her affection, but then that's gonna cause us to get another cutscene with her that we do want, but we don't want it yet. Because we're gonna save it for later because it's gonna give us some weather altering effects that we don't want to use right now, we want to use it later. So we had to get that first cutscene, but then we want to get her back below her threshold for the other cutscene, which is why I showed her the weed a very specific number of times. I'm now gonna sell just the very berries, and I'm gonna buy 3 eggs. Okay. And so another way you can make money is you can sell chickens for 300, and because they only cost 50 to get an egg, at least to get the initial egg, you can also incubate chickens for money. So that's another strat we're going to be using. I promise it's all going to come together. This is like, it's almost impossible to explain this while I go. Okay, I'm going to try and take this slow. We're also gonna have to save. You're gonna have to safety save again at some point. We need to get the recipe, so this is something easy to forget. The recipe for the magical cake is right there, but we have to trigger the first cutscene first. So it's 1, 2, 3. So eggs take 3 days to hatch, and now we're gonna hatch this. Oh, I forgot to name us HMSR, dude. I'm just autopiloting while I talk, but we're HMSR. We are HMSR. Oh wait, hang on a second. Did I? See, I didn't incubate, did I? See, told you. Okay, we needed to incubate again. Okay, we caught ourselves. Hang on a second. Yeah, make sure that is my stream okay? I hope I'm not having like, so 1, 2, 3. I can see chat. I pulled chat up, because now I can kind of put the money away. Whatever, it's all good, okay. So we're gonna incubate our 3rd egg. I'll try and slow this down a little bit, because I mean, I have a pretty generous estimate for this. So I'm okay, but. So now, okay. So this is kind of our first backup here. Summer 1, Summer 3. So the chickens take 5 days to, they take 5 days to mature, but they actually don't produce an egg on the 1st day. They actually produce it on the 6th day. So, these are kind of backup eggs. If I got good mining, I could skip these eggs, because it's about 10 seconds to just like walk out here and grab these eggs. Just to verify this. Okay, so this is the 3rd. So I'm gonna safety save here too. So I've taken those 2 backup eggs, basically. Our last chicken will just wait in the sorry, I'll pull chat up. It's just gonna wait in the coop until we go hatch it. So it's not gonna, I could sleep the entire year and it would still be waiting here to hatch. We love our classic Harvest Moon games with kind of busted mechanics like that. So here's gonna be our first glitch. I showed this in past runs, like I wanna say last year when I did my glitch run. This was discovered a couple years ago. We can get off the farm with the chicken. We normally are not supposed to. You just get into a very precise position and you press R1. Don't know why it works, but that we're actually gonna be seeing more exploitation of that. I need to show her this 49 times. This is a spam, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Yes, this works exactly like Karen, basically. 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50. We'll give her 50 for good measure. If I set the chick down outside the farm, the game crashes. You have to be careful. If she like walks away and I try and show it to her, and then the game will crash, and that's why I'm safety saving. Okay, so now because we've shown her that, we've gotten her over a certain threshold, it's actually going to trigger another cutscene for her ending, which we don't care about technically, but it's going to force the weather to be permanently sunny. So now we can sleep through the rainy season, and we won't get any rain. So today is the 4th, and we want to sleep until the 26th. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, I'm just gonna check, 25, and then I'm gonna safety save here. This is kind of the first major reset point, like in real attempts, because every day that we sleep there, it's permanently sunny, and the chickens get plus 12 affection for being left outside in sunny weather. And we're gonna sell these eggs, but we need at least one of them to be a golden egg. If we don't get a golden egg, I'm just gonna reset until I get it. Pretty good odds. This is actually a nice aspect to this route, is that like normally in the past we would just like buy one chicken and just like hope at the very end of the run that we get a golden egg. Along with the golden milk, because so yeah, I didn't say this, but the golden egg and the golden milk are dependent on the affection of the animal. I think it's 220. I think it's 220 affection that they have to have. And it also has to be sunny on the day that you check for the golden item. So like today it's sunny, but if it wasn't sunny, then even though they have the high enough affection, we're gonna have to reset here unless we get a golden egg right here. Okay, that's a reset. So we have, okay, that's why I have some flexibility. It gives me time to talk at least. So yeah, so we want one golden egg, and we technically don't want any more. Sam will laugh at this, but he and I had a laugh recently about the fact that you can't sell golden eggs in this game. So we're gonna sell the eggs for money, and you'd think, oh, so golden eggs, they must sell for more, right? But you actually can't sell golden eggs at all. So we technically want one and only one golden egg, because, so anyway, also I didn't point out, that cutscene is triggering. That's Gina's first goddess dress cutscene. So we want one and only one golden egg, and we have 3 days to get it. There we go. Okay, we got one. So we want one and only one. So this is our first day, 27th and 28th. We're also going to be getting eggs. So technically, actually, we would want these days to be cloudy now, because then that would mean that we wouldn't be able to get a golden egg. So days in this game also very like tightly routed, because not only are you like kind of balancing around the do I want to save here? I'm actually gonna save here. Yeah, why not? That's fine. Yeah, I'll save. Yeah, that was a good idea to do that. Yeah. But like, as I said, you know, you can only sell the shops, so different days of the week are very crucial for being able to access. Okay, so that's perfect, dude. That's amazing. So I got 2 extra eggs that I technically don't need to get. I usually get at least one of them, but in this case I've gotten both. So I'm gonna close chat again so I can do the math here, because this is another day where we're gonna be doing a forage. We basically have we have until noon, because we need to enter the cafe again to give Katie the recipe that we found. So the first cutscene, she's like, oh, I want to bake a cake, blah, blah, blah. And then that unlocks the ability to find your grandmother's recipe in the bookcase, which we pick up. And then if you enter the cafe after obtaining that, that recipe, which is a key item, then it triggers the next cutscene. There's actually a series of cutscenes that we're all gonna do on this day because, again, the cafe is only open from noon to 5, so it's actually pretty costly to wait from 6 a.m. to noon multiple times. So we would like to do them all on the same day, and luckily we can. You actually can do all of these cutscenes on the same day, but it is physically impossible without the horse to trigger the very first cutscene and go back and get the recipe and make it back to the cafe. And then, because then you have to go all the way up to the villa, which you'll see in a minute. So doing it on foot, you have to do it across 2 days. You can't do it across just one. Okay, I need to start doing math here because we didn't really get a lot of medicinal herbs. Medicinal herbs are like another big one. Walnuts are bad. So these are optional spawns. They don't always pop up. But you don't want to see walnuts because I was looking into this recently. I think the only place you can sell walnuts is at the bar, which is the same place as the cafe, but it's open after 6 p.m. and we don't really want to go in there after 6 p.m. I guess I could have routed it in as a backup, but I didn't do that, and I don't think it's a big deal at this point. But so we want to enter this though at exactly noon. Okay, actually we're quite early. You actually have so much time here. So the math is 60 plus 40 is 100, plus 40 is 140, plus 50, 190. Right, am I right? That's 100, 140. So we're gonna get the first cutscene here. Yeah, 140, 190, plus 30 is 220, plus both bonus eggs, or flex eggs, as I would call them. So plus 220, plus 100, that's 50 for each of those eggs. It's actually pretty bad. We're actually short a lot of money. There are backups. We can make it work. I'm actually not sure how to make this work. I maybe shouldn't have taken that initial mine. Well, that's pretty bad. We'll make it work, however we have to. So yeah, now we're gonna go up to the villa. Sorry, this is kind of intense. So we're short like 600 gold at the beginning. We need to make up 610 gold between 2 sessions of mining, the second session of mining you'll see in a minute, and all the foraging, as well as the anything there. Well, I'm gonna just grab this because we have to be careful because we have to make sure that we. So this is another cutscene. This is okay. So this is we have to make up 260. Jeez, dude. Okay, well, you guys better pray to the gods here because I'm gonna grab this. We don't actually. This is actually a bit tight because yeah, I have to make up 260. Is this for real? Wow. We got really poor foraging. You want to see, yeah, what'll I do here? I guess I will pick up backup flowers. Oh, damn it. Hopefully we don't miss here. I can reset. Again, I have a very, yeah, actually, shit. Okay, I kind of autopiloted there. We need to get back to the cafe by 5 p.m. If we don't, then we have to reset this. Yeah, because then you'd have to do 2 shops, yeah. I wouldn't sell that. I'll sell that to Woody. I do have to sell to Lewis here. I hope we should be okay. Because you're usually pretty early. I only have 1 medicine herb. Wow, that's pathetic. Yeah, no Lewis only, yeah. Okay, yeah, we have to make it to the cafe now by 5 p.m. If I don't make it, then I will reset, which actually might not even be that bad because I can make it. This would be kind of a bad choke. But, 26 6. We should make it. Oh, dude. That's pretty lousy if I miss it. I think we're okay. Okay, nice. Okay. So we have to get there to give her this magic book that we got from Gina at the villa. Blah, blah, blah. I'm skipping all these. Oh, wait, no, fudge. Hang on. Oh, I choked that. Can I fix that? Damn, we just barely made that. Wait a minute. Oh, you know what? I'm completely fine. I'm completely fine because I forgot about these berries. So actually, we're fine, but I actually kind of messed up. I think I can back this up. I was supposed to... This was my reroute. I knew I was going to mess this up somehow. I'm picking up these berries, too. These are kind of, like, routed in for flexibility. I don't have to get these. Damn. But I have to sell the eggs, and I was supposed to sell them at the cafe, and then it was closed. It's closed between 5 and 6, so I barely made it for that cutscene, and then we now need to, like, get minerals here. Okay, that's... I'm sorry. This is just all over the place, but... I don't think you can... You might be able to sell eggs there. If not, it's okay. That's bad. Okay, I can't use that because I can't sell to Lewis. Damn, this is actually kind of a... can I sell to... Come on. Oh, I can't sell that either. Well, we're actually getting bad luck here anyway, so... if I have to reset and replay the 28th, I will. I mean, it's a big time loss, but it's... My estimate is like 20 minutes over. Oh, come on. Wow, this is actually funny. If I run out of stamina, it's a dead run anyway. Which I thought it was almost impossible to, yeah, okay. I thought it was almost impossible to, of course. I literally thought it was almost impossible to not make that money. I honestly thought, oh, if I get both of the... Okay, so we're literally playing that day over. And I'm gonna have to check my inventory as well, because, wow, that's pretty gnarly. I mean, I could have taken the backup flowers. I probably should have, but, man, wow. I gotta check my inventory, because I gotta know exactly what I have here. I have 3 of those. I have no medicinal herb. We're just gonna play that day over. Sorry. And I already counted those. Yeah, okay. That's fine. That's why I saved it. Okay, you're gonna see how it's done the right way now. And again, I should be at how much money? 20, yeah, exactly. Because I sold 40. Well, that's minus 50. That's fucked up. Okay, what? I mean, whatever. Okay, I mean, whatever. All right, I'm just gonna try and I guess focus, but yeah. So you, I don't know. Okay, nice medicinal herb. There we go. That's really what you want to see. I got 1 medicinal herb. The medicinal herbs are the red herbs are worth 30, whereas the green herbs are only worth 10. So you want to see the. I got 6 green herbs in that last attempt there. It was ridiculous. I've almost never seen that. Oh, what am I doing? I got no medicinal herbs. What the heck? Okay, we're just gonna, yeah. Damn it. Well, that's actually... Yeah. marathon luck run. Because it was 170. So 40. Yeah. Yeah, so I had 20 left. So I was. Oh, no. Sorry, it's -5. Yes, another medicinal herb. There we go. I got like a bunch of walnut spawns on that last one. It's terrible, dude. Come on. Okay, whatever. So stupid. Okay, so that's a green herb. I kind of did some matter. Well, all things considered, that's slightly better, I think, because I got 2 medicinal herbs. They're just worth so much. Okay. I mean, in a way, that's pretty costly, but. Okay, so. Okay, so now we just have to remember to sell our damn eggs. So that's what we're gonna do here. I'm not surprised I forgot because my old route was selling eggs to the villa. But that is like 6 extra loading zones. And then I found out, oh, you can just sell eggs here. So that's what we do. I could grab like the cranberries up at the villa, but as you saw, it's extremely tight to get from here at noon all the way up to the villa, because then I have to trigger another cutscene up at the villa, and then I have to walk all the way back down and get to the cafe by 5. And you saw how tight that was. So wait a minute. Okay, again. Okay, so damn it. So plus 60 plus 40 plus 100 plus another 40. Dude, there's no way I'm off by that much. Like, give me a medicinal herb. Ah, yes. Okay, that's great. Okay, I'm gonna trigger that. Okay, now we're kind of like in there, I guess. Oh, right. Sorry. Plus 50 from the flex egg, plus 150. Okay, now we're like kind of in an okay spot. Okay. I'm just gonna like. Sorry, we are not selling to Bob yet. Now we are not forgetting to stop here. We're gonna sell our green herbs. And that's it right there. And then just sell the limestone to Woody. You can sell the limestone there, but we sell our medicinal herbs. Normally we would have like minerals to sell. So the thing is, like, there are multiple shops that buy minerals, but they don't all buy the same minerals. So one of the main problems is during the first mining session, you can take any mineral. During this second mining session, we can't take minerals that would only sell to Lewis because he's going to be closed on the 29th because it's a Wednesday. So, like, you saw me literally dig up both Lewis-only minerals, a Puntata root and a Moonlight Stone, and I can't sell either of those. So I got, like, yeah, I know it looks like kind of messy, but I got pretty bad luck here. Yeah, like some bad luck, so. And I will probably pick up like backup flowers. So we're gonna go here again. And again, these berries over here are not strictly necessary, but it's an extra 150. It just costs the time that it takes to enter the goddess pond here. So I would rather not get them if I got like really good mining luck. But the interesting thing about mining too is that when you dig up a mineral, it stops the clock. So whenever it shows that message, oh, you dug up iron ore, dug up copper ore, you know, it's Okay, I'm actually gonna. I'll grab those, but I'll grab them on the way out. So grab these berries really quick. Oh, anyway, but the other thing is, we could do the mining at our house, but by the time we get back to the house, it's past dark. Past dark, you start to build up fatigue for every tool use. This thatch is back up. And if we get if we get 70 fatigue, we will get a cold tomorrow, so we'll lose the day. So we don't want to do that. So it just so happens, I realized, like in routing recently, like this is normally for the blue mist. That's awesome. Nice. But we can also mine here. So because we can do our mining here earlier, we can mine. We have more time to use the tool before before sundown, which means we can normally we'd have 50 swings with the hoe. If we did them all after dark, we'd only have 34. That's awesome, dude. That's awesome. That's awesome. Give me some more, because I'm not sure. No, I can't do that. I think I need like 10 more. We'd only be able to swing it 34 times if we did. Nice. Okay, we should be fine. We should be fine, but I'm literally gonna grab these. I'm gonna grab these here, just in case, like, somehow I miscounted. I don't think I did. So, okay, so this is the main glitch. Now I have to make sure I do this properly. So, if you saw earlier, I managed to get the chicken off the farm by standing in a very specific position. I'm sorry. Okay, I have chat open again. Not that it matters, but... So this very specific position is, like, next to the loading zone, but it's not exactly, like, in the loading zone. It's, like, in it, but it's not. Okay? And for some reason, doing certain things on that position causes weird behavior. And I'm going to be showing another weird example of it in the next run. But yeah. So here, I can't, we're going to be waiting until, we're going to do the same thing. Okay, and that's pretty much the position. The annoying thing about this is, normally if you have the, okay, everything's good now. Everything's good. I got chat open. You can hit me up, whatever. I'm sorry. I have, this is tough, man. This is a tough one to commentate and run. When you have the chicken and you're doing this setup, if you touch the loading zone and you get too close, it'll show like a text box and it'll send you back, which is a little bit of a time loss, but in a way it keeps you on the farm. Oh no, I'm good. I'm chill. I'm disappointed that day didn't work, dude. But that's okay. Now we're gonna see this. Is it already midnight already? Yeah, so the audio stops at midnight. So that's an audio cue. If you look at my PB, which is a much cleaner run, I actually don't pause at all to check the time, because I will use that audio cue of when the crickets stop. It's about 2 minutes, 8 seconds after that, before the 5 a.m. fade out. So at 5 a.m., I'm going to get teleported back to the house. Anyway, what I was saying though is, when you're doing this setup without the chicken, it's annoying because you need to get in this very specific position, but if you go too close, because you're trying to get really close, okay? It's less precise than it looks, but it is pretty precise. If you get too close, you'll go through the load. And we are waiting till 5 a.m., so we want the clock to keep moving. And when we're going through the load, obviously we go through the load back into town, and then we have to go back into the farm to like try and set up again. We lose 2 loading zones because the clock is stopping for those like 8 seconds or whatever. So that can actually add up if you mess. You can try the setup as many times as you want while you're inside the farm, but if you get too close and you go through, then it's time loss. But we got a good setup here. This should be correct. So this is a really weird thing, and I don't know. There's only one other Harvest Moon game I've seen that has something similar to this. A lot of Harvest Moon games have these like glitches that happen when you overlap certain actions with the 5 a.m. fade out. or teleport, or it's 6 a.m. in some games. But this particular behavior is pretty interesting. And if you recall, I said we need to get a chicken, a cow, and a milker. Okay, the milker's pretty costly. It's like 1,800 gold, like I said. We're not going to have enough for that 1,800. But we do have a backup. We're going to wait till about 4:58. So I am pausing just because I'm talking, and I'm pause buffering just so I don't miss it. But 40. Okay. Oh, that worked. That was weird. I didn't hear the sound. Okay, so we've whistled on that very specific spot. Why did I not hear the sound? That's interesting. We've whistled on that very specific spot as we faded out. And now we're gonna go sell the remain. As you can see, Lewis is here because it's Wednesday, so we can't sell plantata roots to him. Or medicinal herbs, so we wouldn't have backup medicinal herbs either. We're gonna sell, let's see, what do I have? I have copper ore, I have iron ore, I have limestone, that's it. Does this also work on PS2 version? I have not tested this on the PS2 version, but I imagine it does, because well, I should say, I've tested it on emulator, I found it on emulator. When I found this, I was like, what the hell, dude? You're about to see, hopefully this works. It should work, I don't know why the whistle sound didn't play. So we're gonna talk to Katie here because we now need to get her affection back to where it was in order to use the cutscene that we didn't want earlier, because that cutscene would have triggered right after Gina's farm cutscene, which we used to keep the chickens alive and raise their affection. But now we're gonna need, and also we can't pick up any of these things, and there's a reason for that. Like that medicinal herb I could maybe use as a backup, although I couldn't sell it today because Lewis's shop is closed. And now we're gonna sell all of our berries as well. So this should, he's almost open. Okay. Pull your PS4 out, dude. We're so in there. And we're there, baby. We got enough monies. Okay, so we needed 1,600 there. Oh, this is so tight. Oh man, oh, you guys are gonna just, I love this. But yeah, so I would say it probably works on the PS2 version. Okay. So we're now going to sell all of our chickens because they each sell for 300. So it's a really good money-making strat regardless, right? To sell the chickens. Because we incubated them, so they didn't cost us very much, right? So we now have 2,500. So we can now buy we now buy ourselves a cow, right? And we'll name him her. And now we're gonna do part-time work. So part-time work is where you can take care of Bob's animals. And in part-time work, Bob is gonna give you a milker and a brush. Okay, normally I can't leave this area. If I walk out here, Bob's gonna meet me. So he takes my tools and he gives me a milker and a brush. I don't have my own milker, right? So if I walk out of here, I lose the milker and the brush. But in this odd situation, for some reason, because I've whistled on that particular spot at the 5 a.m. fade out, it like starts the loading zone. Normally if I just do that with outside of the 5 a.m. fade out in that specific position, it triggers that load. And I found that, I'm like, that's really weird. So I can trigger that load with an action other than walking into it. So I can get in that same position that the chicken would be used for. But I can trigger it by doing an action rather than moving. So okay, that's weird. But then if you do it during the fade out, it triggers the load, but it never actually, the fade out takes priority. So then the load is stored. So I can trigger that load from anywhere I want, and now I still have Bob's tools. So I am now going to, I put the cow out, I just don't want to forget this. I'm now gonna sleep. Because I've used Katie, I've talked to Katie, so now I have Katie's cutscene her second Goddess Rest cutscene queued up. So she is now waiting outside, and I have permanent sun. So I can now raise my cow's affection to the golden milk level. And again, I have that milker, which I never had to buy. So boom, that's my mic drop moment after I completely messed up the money route. But actually, I just got really bad luck. But I also kind of messed up. That's okay. But so we're now going to sleep, unfortunately, all the way until... this is one way that this route loses time over... like, the standard route would just grow crops to, like, buy. As you can see, like, that setup is pretty costly in terms of time because you have to wait all the way until 5 a.m. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? And then I'm gonna save here. And I'm gonna show you why. I would normally save here anyway, and there's a reason for that. So we have Bob's Milker, and we've successfully gotten out of part-time work. And our cow, here, I'll show you. Our cow will produce golden milk. So it says, oh, it might produce golden milk. So we have over 220 affection. But one problem with this route, another time loss that this route suffers from, is even though it's at that affection, if we milk it, we only get small milk. And that's because we're still technically in the part-time work state. The only way to get out of that is to reset the game. So we have to spend 45 seconds saving and then resetting. Just to reset that part-time work state. So now, and if you do this on your own file, be careful because now there is actually no way to get our tools back. We've permanently lost our hoe, our watering can, and our sickle. And there's not even, you can't even buy the super sickle, which you'd normally be able to buy as an upgrade to the sickle from Lewis. Because the sickle upgrade, or the super sickle, is strictly an upgrade to your existing sickle, so it doesn't go in your inventory if it doesn't have anything to replace. Oh my god, we got first try. Bro! Okay, so that's another problem. This route, like, it's currently the dry season. Jeez, nice. Okay, a little bit of payback there. A little bit of karma. A little bit of unresolved karma. That was pretty bad. That's actually shocking. Wow, oh my god. Nice. So on this route, we actually only have 2 days in the dry season to check for this. It's kind of a YOLO route because, like, we're already in winter, so like like the end of the year is almost there. Winter dry season ends on the 7th, and today's the 6th, so we only have 2 days. And now we can just give this to Katie. Okay, shit. Okay, wow. Okay, I'm sorry that was so, like, kind of all over the place. Now I actually have downtime, so watch. Now I can just stand here. Now I have to wait for the cafe to open at noon, so I can just stand here. Okay, so I don't know, what I was getting at is just, you know, this is marginally faster than the standard. It's glitched simply because we used a spam. So like even like the route that I did before this, before I had found this part-time work like warp situation, you know, we had the chicken spam. So like that's already glitched enough, right? The difficulty is you can't really like raise that move. You can only have 6 chickens at once, which means they each sell for 300. You can really only make a maximum of 1,800 gold from chickens. 6 times 300. Yeah, almost GG's, yeah. We have to watch credits too. That's kind of a STH thing. I can talk about that too. So it's about, I don't have a timer, but it's about 45 seconds after she enters the cafe. So, So anyway, so you could still grow crops. The standard route would grow crops and maybe sell some chickens. I probably could have refined the crop route a little bit more. But then this route, of course, saves you 1,800 gold, so you don't even need as much money, and you can just use the chickens that you're using to get the golden egg. So it's actually really nice because it has a consistency benefit in the sense that you get more chances at the golden egg earlier. So you can also reset over it earlier too, instead of like getting a golden. Instead of like before, we'd have one chicken, one cow. You'd wait till the very end of the run, and you just hope for both at the same time. And you're checking one chicken and one cow the whole time, and so you could get like one and then get screwed by the other. So it's kind of nice to get the egg out of the way early and have better odds. And you're also using the eggs for money too, so like, why not, right? And the chickens for money. Here we're getting the Moondrop Dew. Save the Homeland. I swear one of these days I'm gonna do like a no cutscene skip route so that it actually makes sense to viewers. Like I'm just skipping every cutscene. So this is the successful cake cutscene. There's an evening cutscene at the Goddess Pond over there with one of the girls. That's why we gifted Gina, or we spammed Gina, where you would get the Moondrop Dew, which is like the secret ingredient of the cake and blah blah blah. But it turns out, I found out from a Japanese guide actually, guidebook, that you don't have to do that at all. And if you miss the full moon Moondrop Dew meeting with that girl, then the next time you enter the cafe, they just give it to you. So basically, we just entered the cafe repeatedly until we got the Moondrop Dew because we missed the meeting, and then we entered again. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. And then we entered again just to get the final cutscene. And that's us. So there you go. So yeah, it gives you more chances at the golden egg, and saves you 1,800 gold. And it kind of fits in perfectly, this whole like 5 a.m. warp route, because you end up entering the cafe at like, around 5 p.m. for that last cutscene, right, on that day. So you're kind of, that's one of the few endings where you actually, where one of the days, you're actually like walking around town all day until like 5 p.m., right? You don't get back to the farm until maybe 5:36, right? So in order to wait until 5 a.m. from there, it's, let's say, 12 hours. It's about 25 seconds to an in-game hour. So that's like, what, I think it's 300 seconds. 25 times 12. Pretty sure. It's 300 seconds. So that's about 5 minutes, right? So you cost yourself about 5 minutes. We are going to watch the credits. It's just what we do in Save the Homeland. Because there's a scene after, which Sam loves, the scene after the credits. Reason why we watch the credits is because it seems kind of dumb, but like there is a little bit of text mashing after the credits. You can say, oh, that's like execution, but the main thing is that you can't save the game to continue, because then at this point, like, I would start a new game plus file and then do another ending, right? But technically, you can't save the game until you've watched this entire credits and then another cutscene to go on to the next file. So in an all endings run, that's why, like, you've watched me play all endings last year and the year before, you have to watch that scene in order to keep playing, in order to save the game and continue. So then, if you didn't include, let's say you didn't include the post-credits cutscene of the 9th ending, then it would technically play into the routing of, like, okay, which post-credits cutscene is the fastest or the shortest, because you'd want to maybe favor that one for the 9th ending. Because, the 9th one, you're going to stop time at like, the first fade out just before the credits. So I thought, okay, in any percent and in all endings, better to just watch the credits and the post-credits cutscene. That's kind of why that's why we do it. Anyway, so yeah, so there it's kind of a trade-off, because if you grew crops in a perfect run, you'd get like, you'd plant in the mild season, which is another thing I didn't go into. If you've played Save the Homeland, there's like a rainy season, mild season, dry season. In the dry season, you can't get rain at all. That's when we raise animals. And during that period from the 22nd of spring to like summer 4, that's when I had the chickens, and I was like walking around, and I didn't have to use a cutscene, because if you're using that cutscene trick, you can't leave the house. So yeah. But yeah, during the dry season, yeah, is when I was walking around with the animals. So in a perfect crop run, you would plant them in mild season, and you'd want as much mild season rain as possible in the spring mild season, and then you'd want, obviously, the rainy season. You're almost guaranteed to get rain during the rainy season. However, rainy season can also act like a typhoon in other games where you lose crops, and then that can just kill your run. But it's surprisingly rare to get that much rain in the mild season. I mean, I want to say it's like from the 2nd to the 16th of spring is always the mild season, and you might get 3 days of rain. It's pretty standard, maybe 4. It's incredibly rare that I've seen more than that. And so a perfect crop run would be probably faster than this, but with the reroute actually to sell the eggs to the cafe, I've realized this probably is faster on average. And I got a pretty nice time with this recently, a couple days ago, that I'm very happy with. And it's just a cool glitch, dude. Save the Homeland now has real glitches instead of just chicken spam. I mean, I know we still gotta spam the chicken, but... Douche. Fatality. And I love this. This big wisdom from Katie here. Nothing ever works out right the first time anyway. So we had to reset on the 28th. That was pretty lousy. I didn't think that was... That was surprising that I actually had to reset the 28th there, which kind of sucks, but we got first try golden milk, so it kind of evened out. And... time. Right in the kisser. Okay, so this is when I would save, right? Okay, I'm going to just... thank you for the GGs. I'm just going to fill up my coffee, and I will do my next run really quick. Was that pretty good time? What was my time there? So we won't save, and then I'm going to do one more run. I'll pull out my notes as well.